Yo, all right, here we are. Another day, another dollar. You guys seeing everything? Okay, sweet. So it is the 25th, Wednesday. Wednesday, 25th June. So morning. Right. So I guess I'll start with an update from yesterday. Basically, the 50k hit break even. Where is it? Yeah, so the 50k basically hit break even yesterday because where were we? So I entered a long position here, right? Um yeah, and then it went all the way up there. I think I was floating like just under 1%, but because I didn't like the price was moving, especially after like this candle, I was like, cool, like I'm gonna I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even now. And once this 30-minute candle, um, was formed, the low of the wick was my what do you call it? Actually, sorry, there was I jumped in on the other one as well. So on the 100k as well, because I was pretty confident that the price was gonna go up. I jumped in on my 100k as well, risking 1.5%, I believe it was. Um, I jumped in a bit lower though on the lower time, on the 15-minute time frame. So it didn't even break anything. So on the 50k, I believe I jumped in around here, either this candle or this candle. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, it was on this one. And then on the other one, it was like lower down here. Purely because I was already long on one position and I still had a good feeling that we're gonna go up. Now on that one, I managed to take 1 for 1, so 1 for 1 risk reward. Stop loss was still down here, but I must have entered like somewhere pretty low for me to be able to take 1%. Sorry, 1 for 1. But big reason why I stepped out was on when this candle broke the lows of this. I was like, okay, so on the 30, we didn't make a higher high on the 30-minute candle, but we started making a lower low. So I didn't like that. Jumped out on the 50k. It wasn't break even. It was like $60 profit, but pretty much break even. And then so yeah, that was the morning session. Came back at 12 for the afternoon session, and obviously I didn't enter on the 50k because 50k is purely for just live purpose. But on the 100k account, I entered on the break of this. So I had a support and resistance drawn up like this, and on the afternoon session, I was literally like, if it breaks and closes below this, I'll find a, you know, um, I'll try and find an entry for shorting. And if it broke and closed above this, I'll try to enter long. You know, very simple. So that happened. So that closed. No wick at the top. So I was like, cool. Loads of selling pressure. Loads of sellers are stepping in. So literally, as soon as that closed, the other one opened on the break of that wick. Entered, targeted this zone really, the 302 mark, but it didn't quite hit. Luckily, what I was I was watching the price action, right, and the price was just like fighting. There was like just as enough sellers to just buyers, and I didn't like it. I was like, because on the 15, yeah, sorry, yeah, what, even on the 15, because the price had moved down so much, you know, and bear in mind we've been falling throughout the night, and we're falling further. So I managed to take profit just before it came back, just before it wicked back. I think, right, because I entered around here. Had I not taken profit, just in time, I would have probably lost maybe you know, half of the trade, but I wouldn't have closed it because my stop loss was above this candle. So stop loss was above here, entry was above there. Because I've seen that was sorry, that was 1.5% risk again. 1.5% risk. So price would have came back. I would have closed that half the position, and then obviously that would have happened. It eventually hit my target, but I think that would have been uh still like maybe 1 for 1. I don't know. Yeah, so 1 for 1. So I would have probably can't do the maths yet, but if I managed to lose half there, then I would have just got it back, I think. Right? Yeah. So that was yesterday. Overall, on my 100K challenge, I'm in a pretty good position now. 3.4% up on the challenge. Here we go. Look at this. So net P&L 3.4%. That's the equity curve. But man, it's been a roller coaster. I think. Oh yeah. So on the morning trade here, if I had TP'd like up here, it was floating like 3.5, something like that, or even 4K. Can't remember, right? Um, but that's not part of the plan, is it? Part of the plan was obviously aim up here. When it comes to the here, move it to stop loss. But even better, I managed to catch some profit. Um, so yeah, man. Right, on to the next. What do we have today? We have nice resistance here, nice support here. About the 15, cool. Looks good to me. Now if we start breaking this, like breaking this, then I'm gonna assume that was a reaction to that area which I marked up yesterday, and then this is reaction on the order block. I would like to think, but yeah, I'll just sit and wait again. Sit and wait. Sit and wait. Now we're looking here. So yeah, that was the target yesterday, and that was my next target. Obviously, the lows of these. Yeah, man. I think this year, in general, obviously, looking at it now, it failed to break above Asia low, right, and then reacted from it, retested, and then yeah, just shot down. I believe Raja Banks. Um, I'm sure everyone knows Raja Banks. He entered on the break of this. Now, for me, that I was scared to enter on a break of that because of this. It could just like wick out and come back, right? I actually wanted to see the close. Impulse entries are nice, but I'm not too confident on this sort of price action to enter on an impulse entry. I could have entered here on the break of that, but then again, yeah, I didn't know how this candle was going to close. You could have well, wicked out and then closed back within the zone. So that's what I was afraid of. Um, my mic is saying I'm too loud. Right, so I'm not going to trade the afternoon session today because I start night shift. But yeah, see. Such a shame, man, because on one I captured 1.5% and on one I couldn't capture much. Is my I think this is the 50k one. Yeah, there you go, 56. One trade, pretty much break even. One trade, two trade. That was the last session. Yeah, bloody 2 weeks ago, isn't it? So not much is happening here on this account, unfortunately. But on this one, I've had a good week. Last week was pretty much break even. This week, look at that. The weeks before, oh, I'll tell you what, yeah, that was like a straight up lost day. Fair one. That one of them, right, when you're floating in profit, like good amount. I don't know if I've mentioned it on camera, but the biggest problem I have is taking profit. Like, you, I'll set it at one point, yeah, and even if it goes there, in my head, yeah, greed steps in. Oh, I can make more. I can make more. And then sometimes I'll close half. Sometimes, I'll close. I mean, very rarely I've closed 80% or full. I've always closed partial, but and then it always comes back. And for these 2 weeks, that was the case. Like I was brought on majority of them, not all of them, but on majority of them, I was aiming for like 2.5 risk reward, and I've been floating around 1.8, 1.5, and then obviously trade reverses. That was probably that. That was probably that. Same for that one. That one, I think I took a L, but managed risk. I don't know how much I risked then, but when I see these sort of numbers, it's not like I've hit a stop loss or something. It's usually me managing my losses. Break even again. So that was break even, break even, break even, break even. Yeah, so that was like 4 break evens, and the only reason why I would be in break even is because I was in profit at one point, right? And two things I need to improve on is the decision that I made yesterday when I saw price wasn't behaving like how I want it to behave. I pulled out and I still captured, a 1 for 1. Um, so things like that I need to improve on, and obviously there's one very, I don't know, one thing that stood out, yeah, when I was watching Raja Banks, and I sort of told myself I need to do more of that, is when he has a target and it hovers, right, and then he'll just go, he'll look at the profit, and they will go, yeah, I'll take it. Like he's happy with that profit. He could go home or not trade the whole day, and he's content. So that also I'm working on. So and I think it was like kind of like a first taste yesterday. Um, I've done it once, if I remember before, and that was a pretty mad one because I was floating 5k in profit, and as much as it hurt to close when it retraced, I closed it at 3k. I was kind of like, yeah, I'll take it. Closed the profit, and I was still happy, like because the I'll take that was it flashed in my head. It didn't hurt as much. Um, so yeah, man, a few things I need to work on. So yeah, still quite a small range compared to yesterday, the day before that. Very small range. Let's have a look at the higher time frame, shall we? Possible tap into this fair value gap. We still haven't covered that gap. I would have thought we would have like covered that very well by now. Slow price action on 4 hour. That is like a big rejection area for me. So it's gone down there. It's rejected. The fact that it didn't displace after means, well, for me at this moment, I'm thinking there's not much, you know, buyers out there. They're fighting, but it's only by little. What do you call it? And they're winning just by little amounts. That's a nice rejection from there. I think the news, like how confusing, if you're following news, it's pretty confusing, right? Sometimes they're like, "Yep, ceasefire," and then next they're like, "Oh, it's not ceasefire. Like we didn't say that," and then ceasefire again, and all this back and forth. I think that's also affecting a lot of people, meaning the market as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the 30-minute, it's broke below this, but then there's this little fair value gap. We have a little support there. Just gonna have to see if we can break and break and close above these zones. Few things I'll do is well, not I'll do, but I'm just thinking of possible outcomes, at this current state. We've been making a nice, high and higher lows. All these, and just over here, seems like we're failing to make the next higher high. We make a lower low. Yeah. So once we make a lower low, once it closes below this, I will enter on the break, aiming for, I guess, this area again. That'll be nice. That would be nice. $70 pip range. I think I calculated pips wrong yesterday. Yeah. because $1 is 10 pip, and I calculated $1 as is equal to 1 pip yesterday. Oh, yeah. Got another resistance here. 20 pip difference or gap. Not interested. See here, yeah, I don't know if I would have entered or not. Making something like this, that closing up there and entering on the break of that would have hit stop loss. Yeah. Right. Doing this live thing, yeah, I can already see the benefits of it, Even though I'm not winning much under 50k, I can see all
Battery 60%.
the pros of going live. I took one trade yesterday.
Connected to. Hot by 2.
I think it'll be very hard for me to fail. I hope so, anyway. We got 1 minute for this 30 to close. It's like not prime example, but it's a good day to long if when it on a break and retest of the Asia high. I know I spoke about it last time, but we haven't had like what do you call it? I haven't had that sort of trade in a long time, where I'm trading purely just off Asia high and Asia low. I mean, look at this, man. That's not even news. Like I remember watching this when I was at work. It's like whatever, come test Asia low, and then even on the 30-minute look, previous wick hasn't been broken, and it broke there. What would that tell you? This right here, right? Come to comes taps the Asia low, and then it breaks the previous 30-minute wick. Lovely entry there. I was at work, bro, and I remember watching this. Target that. Well, once it moves there, a stop loss to break even, and aim for around these, which is just happens to be Asia high. Nice little 2.6 RR. Yeah, didn't trade it. That's a little nice trade as well. 7 o'clock ends the Asia low, fails to close below, pops up breaks the previous high on the 30-minute candle. Enter there, stop loss there, aim for these. Would have probably hit break even. Oh no, it's a 1.7 risk reward. So, but knowing me, I would have probably just left it on break even, and then it would come back. I would probably want to aim that. Nah, I don't know. It's a sticky one because 1.7 I would be happy closing because I would have targeted that. And even this, I only said I would have put it on. I would have put stop loss to break even because of the risk reward, right? If this paid out 1.7 as well, I would have closed it there. If this was like something like this as well, I'm pretty sure I would have closed the trade there. Look at this shit. Oh yeah, nah, this is it. Yeah, I really want this trade. I guess what I was trying to show you there was how it reacts to Asia highs and lows. I don't have daily biases. Um, I don't look at the weekly or daily chart and think, my bias is this and that. It's just how price is, you know, reacting to certain places and trying to capture those little movements. Um, I did mention, right? I was gonna get the MetaTrader 5 on the laptop working, right? She. I'm gonna have to be careful. I don't wanna start exposing shit. This is from. Oh, I've already logged on my 100k one. Which one is this? I think that's my old one. History. Let's have a look. What's all this? Oh, that's from the start. I don't know. Yeah. So this is the latest. 1.4, 1.4, 2.6. Managed risk. Managed risk. When that's also managed risk. Sorry, these 50s and 59s, I think they're break evens. The hundreds are most likely managed risk. What? Update has been downloaded. Does this mean the restart the terminal and install the updates? Fine. Was that this like? Is this accurate? The dates. 2021. Damn. Because I'm trying to think. Oh, then or no, before. Oh yeah, that's probably that 6 trades there. I was like, well, I didn't have those losing days, but it was just one day. You see, this was like a really big lesson for me because that was over trading 12 trades, 4 trades, 5 trades. That was also over trading. Um, it's funny, isn't it? It's not over trading if you win. Uh, I don't know. Can't even remember. But anyway, so obviously, why this and this is such a fuck up day is because max drawdown is meant to be 2k, and I've exceeded that on both of these days, right? So now, if I was on camera, I wouldn't have done that. I would have hit 2% and I would have walked away. Currently, right now, that's almost what? Literally, 1.41 is just that's 3% in it. So technically, not technically, but this could have been at 6.4% if that fuck up wasn't there. I've gone better. After that week, yeah, I just looked back and I thought, fuck, man, like, what am I doing? That five floating five closing at three that I mentioned, that was this one. Painful, but a lesson to be learned. Like, be happy with, I'm like looking back now. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. It's not a major loss in it. It's, you control what you can control. Ooh. What's happening here? Do you think I should have entered on the break of this? Don't know, man. Something like that. Nah. I know what Roger would do. Well, actually, I don't 100%, but I would like to think. Because one thing he says is make sure the distance is far enough for it to make sense. Like, for example, you can't. This doesn't make sense, right? This. It's too short. 20 pip. Dunno. This 32 pip, I guess I also don't know because even if you enter negative risk reward. One to one. Yeah, fuck that, man. Trying to trade consolidation? Innit? I need water. I haven't drank any water since I woke up. I usually do. One thing, yeah. You know how overnight it's not been much movement during Asia session? Um, I'm expecting a big move today. But if it doesn't happen, what can I do? If I see a nice place to put a stop loss, sorry, let's start again. If this breaks and close below and I've got a nice place to put a stop loss, I will enter. Nothing up top. I'm not too sure about longing this. Enter on the break of that. Stop loss there. But then I would be hoping that it blows past this and carry on moving up. How long has the stream been? Shit, 37 minutes already. Crazy, you know? Motherfucker speaking again. Not much happened in it when he spoke. Look at that. Ah, do I want to enter this? Do I want to long it? Oh damn! I think we I think we're gonna fly up. What am I going for? 1.5% risk? So we're in the second half of the 30-minute candle, right? I think if it breaks this on the second half, I'll enter long. Because if on the second half it breaks this, I'm sure it'll break that. As soon as it breaks that, um, don't know. Manage it somehow. Look at this shit, man. We do have nice clean range, you know, all of this nice clean range to nothing really stopping us. I mean, yes, that fair value gap, but it's not reacting very well from it, is it? See what I mean? Like all that rejection, and if it goes above, yeah, if it goes higher, I think we've got more buyers. I need coffee, I need water. I did all of that. So there's a Weatherspoons literally across the road, and it opens at 8. So at 8, I'm gonna quickly run over there, get coffee. Yeah, I hear you, dog. I hear you, dog. Do I enter on a break of its own high or break of that? I think on the break of this. Literally 20 pips. 48 pip stop loss. Shit. 48 pip, that's fine to be fair. I've had stop loss of $10. The later it breaks on the 30-minute candle, the better I feel. Because it's usually it'll just fuck around for ages, and then the last 5 minute or so of the 30-minute candle, the moves are like impulsive, man. Majority of the time, not all the time. Majority of the time. Look at this. So the 30 minutes started here, yeah. 8:15. 5 minutes gone. 5 minutes, and then the last 5 minute. Yeah, the last 5 minute. That's the impulsive move. This is on the mid. Well, this was just the whole damn. This is what on the first 15 minute. Yeah, just a random one. Just picked a random one to show you a point. That's also so 115. So it started here 115. So the first so sorry, the second half of the 30 minute started there, retraced up, and then the last half just pushed down so much. First five, second five, last five. It's always I find it the last bit. Even on the 15 minute, the last 5 minute, more likely to push. If not, then it's not. Back to Cali, Cali. Do, 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 do. Fucking hell, man. The fuck? Break even as well, yeah. No, I'm looking up there because I've got a bigger calendar, similar to this. What I've got it on the screen, um, but on a bigger calendar. And I was just confused. I was like, did I make a mistake? Ugh. Uh, I mean, that's pretty good, man, because this is becoming stronger. Yeah. Simple. If it breaks and closes above this zone, bro, I will enter. Breaks and closes below this, I'll short it. I'll use these areas as to, key areas to look at. So I can manage my risk. Just this might be a little bit tight because if I enter here, right, stop loss, God knows where, and it goes up there. If I do move my stop loss to break even, I think I have a quite high chance of getting stopped out at break even because it's just Asia high in it. Not like, a lot of times it could take my entry. I'll enter here, yeah, when it on the break this, and it will go past there, and then it will retest this. On the retest, it doesn't always touch, that and fuck off. It will come down a bit and then go up. Um, that's one possibility. Now, shorting it looks quite nice because the range is quite good. Like if I enter on a break and close down here, stop loss somewhere here. Once it gets there, move it to break even. It'll either hit break even or if it breaks this and closes below this, probably retest this area. I would be surprised if it came all the way up here to retest, and then probably target Asia lows. On Asia lows, I don't know. Depending on how the price action I'll either trail it or TP. Ideally, I would want it to see come test these lows. There's nothing really massive, you know, massive things down here that can attract price. 4 hours. So we're on the second half of the 4 hours. Very likely to just shoot down. Um, that was rejected on the 4 hours. Let's have a look at 1 hour. 1 hour. Why am I lagging? 1 hour is also really struggling to go. 8 o'clock. Okay, we don't have any news, do we? Just at 3. Sweet. Very simple. Same plan. Same plan, stick to it. I think the stream's coming to an end as well. What the fuck's it talking about? Buffering. Anyway, I think I'm gonna. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I need to enter, man. Shit. I have entered. I think. Shit. I was like, fuck, man. Because I would ideally I would want it to break and close, and it's the first 1 minute of the next 30-minute candle. Oh no! I'm gonna try and see if I can get out now. The fucking thing just like the YouTube message just completely distracted me, man. Fuck's sake. You know how this is gonna go, innit? Yeah, I'm cooked, man. Fuck! I literally said I'm gonna wait for break and close, and then I go out somewhere, read some stuff, come back, and then fuck, man, I've got to close this trade now. Fucking bastard. I literally said I'm gonna wait for a break and close. Go on YouTube, got distracted for a split second, come back, seen that it's broke the high, and I entered. I didn't even look at the time. Fuck's sake. Absolute nightmare. Well, shows you the reality of trading, innit? One split second decision fucked it up. There's no way I would have entered there if I wasn't distracted. Absolutely no way. It was like the first minute of the start of the next 15-minute candle, 30-minute candle, and I entered. I'll give it a second chance because pure that was a mistake, expensive mistake. 1% I lost on that. Yeah. I won't risk 1.5% though now. I'll risk 1%, but I'll give this trader idea another go because yeah. Anyway, the stream will be ending now, and I will get back to you next time. For now, I'm just gonna. I can't even trade the 50k account. Shit. Yeah, I'll just trade it on the other one. Fuck it. It is what it is. Like stream's finished. I'm not gonna enter on the 50k, and I'll enter on the other one. 50k is purely for stream. Stream. Anyway, see you later, guys. That was a expensive split second mistake. Um, yeah, shit happens.